Hello everybody and welcome to episode 7 of SpaeShooter. In this episode we will be actually implementing the actual gameplay basic of the game. So at the end of this episode, or hopefully the next episode, this will be what will happen to the game. Bunch of blue, green squares bouncing around in space, and if you shoot one of them, they disappear. So they can just kill them all. I must kill them all. Yes! Success! I'm the ruler of the galaxy! Yeah! Okay. So, basically there's not much explain of what we're gonna do because we're just gonna shoot stuff down. But we need something to shoot, right? So, enter the code, create a new class in the game objects package, and call it enemy whatever you think makes sense. And this will obviously be com.alex or your name. SpaeShooter .game objects dot yeah, constructed from superclass, and click finish. Wow. Well, that didn't work well. Well, anyways, everything's fixed now. So, now that we've got the enemy, you can just simply delete all this comment stuff and type in velocity x equals 3, velocity y equals 3 because it's pretty good already. The 3x plus equals vel x, y plus equals vel y. And then here's where the code comes. If x is less than 0, then velocity x is equals to negative velocity x. I mean x, not y. And then we just can copy this down for 4 times. If y is less than 0, velocity y would be equals to negative velocity y. And then if x is greater than gain dot with minus, because it will be ending up outside the screen before it bounces back. It is minus with, and similarly for our y, except it's game dot height and our height minus height. Velocity y equals negative velocity y. And render. Let's create a new image for our enemy. File, new. Whatever size you'd like. Windows, recently closed docs. Windows, recently closed docs. Okay, so we're gonna design an image here. So I'm just gonna set everything up. Okay, so let's just design an image. It's gray. Nope. Round, circle, nope. I know, a square. Square's always good. Let's fill it gray. Okay, let's retry that square. I'm gonna just pause the video until I got the image ready. So yeah. Okay, so when you've got the image ready, or maybe you can download it from the links that I'll put down. Simply save it into your workspace. So, and put it in the resources. Just save it. Okay. What was that? Oh, that's the recorder. Don't worry about it. So now we can just simply texture loaded, upload image, and me. And also call your image enemy or something you can remember easily. In my case, I put in down enemy, and simply g.draw image. Image. And just cast all this into integers. And that's the enemy class. So, back in our main game class, we can just, in a constructor, create an init, like type in init as a method, and we are going to, wait, it's not going to be public, it's a private void returning init class, method, and just for int I equals 0, I less than 20, I plus plus, and the dot handler dot and new and me. And no. Oh, it also, we want it to be public, not protected, or we'll never be able to access it. Okay, back in game, we can put it like at 50 and 50. Oh, yeah, here's an idea. I times 50 times 20. Yes, this will work. And as you can see, I don't think this worked actually. Okay. Let me think what went wrong. I'm gonna just do some debugging, so I'm gonna pause the video and yeah. Okay, I figured out the problem. I'm not recording yet. I figured out the problem. We didn't set the width and the height we need to set a width and height, or we're just drawing a zero-sized object, and that's weird. So when we run this, this is scary. This is a bit like the game, the normal, like the arcade game Galaga-ish, bit like it. And it's just a, I'm scared. I'm gonna shoot you to death. No, these bullets don't work. Okay. This is sort of scary. I'm not sure if we can like survive this attack. Rotate. Much cooler. And what the heck is that thing doing? I'm not actually sure. But there's more monsters. Enemies. Whatever. So yeah, that's our initialize method. And yeah. So now we want to be able to shoot them down. Because I can't shoot them down here. Right? So this will require a bit of a change. We also need a new protected object handler H, because H for handler. And move this up. And in the constructor we need to add a object handler parameter, and the normal, this is H equals H. We also need a public get bounds method that returns a rectangle, import rectangles, and it returns a new rectangle, cast x to an integer, same thing for y, with, wait, what, int, with int I, and that's the getBounds method done. Return a new rectangle x, y, width and height, and cast them all to ints because these are all floats. Back in enemy, we need a constructor object handler H. Our player also add a H, and we need to add an object handler H here too. And finally, in the bullets class, we also need to add parameter to its constructor object handler H, and finally H. With that done, it'll be easy to implement the whole thing actually now. But let's just add the O handler to the constructor. O handler. And key input handler and key input too. So basically everywhere you create a game object, add the handler, game object handler, h, whatever, the object handler into the parameter they set in, and all it's left to do is to make it. What just happened? Work. Also, before we do anything, in our object handler, create another private linked list game object to delete. That's the list in which we'll put all the things we delete, and in the next tick delete them. New linked list. And delete that because it's just gonna take it more randomness. And instead of this, with things dot remove, just type in to delete dot add. And in the tick method, we can simply type in things dot remove all to delete. What's wrong? And also make sure don't forget the semicolon. Okay, now we can simply just type in for before we go there, actually, just make a public get list returns go back collection g object and return things. So now you might wonder, why did we use a collection instead of a list? Well, collection actually is the list super class, and this is just good for encapsulation. Let's just say maybe the people who wrote Java figured out a really useful list that we want to use instead of linked list. We can simply just change this, and we won't have to change any other code because it should subclass collections. So in the bullets class, just type in G object O and O for object. Actually, just call it GO equals h.get list. And if go instance, we will eventually create a better way to figure out which one is which. Enemy h.remove that, which is actually just adding the enemy into the thingy, and h.remove this. Every bullet can be only used once, and we can break out of the loop because stuff. And wait, this is the wrong thing. Okay, now when you play this game, oh, and it seems that it just removes everything. Before we do that, actually, we want to get Bounce method we did. First X. Get bounce. Yeah, that was so important. Okay, now when we play a game, when it hits an enemy, the bullet just disappears. And the enemy also dies. So we can win the game now by killing all the enemies. And also there's actually enemies can play. So this is the episode. So what we did in this video is, well, in this today, is to remove, well, it didn't remove anything, is to add an enemy and shoot it. So that is pretty good. So in the next episode, I probably will implement some refining, performance gaining, and clarity, readability increasing stuff. So yeah, leave a like, go and subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.